Hello, doctoral students. Lecture 15, Critical Control Points, Revision. Brief background. 1963, the Codex Alimentarius Commission was created by FAO and the WHO to help food, standards, guidelines, and related texts. 1969, the Codex Alimentarius Commission brought out the recommended International Code of Practice General Principle of Food Hygiene (GHP), which has undergone thorough revisions. Therefore, 2005, the ISO (International Organization for Standardization) stepped in and brought out ISO 22000 horizontal and global level food safety management system requirement for any organization in the food chain. Food Safety Standards Codex. Primary objective: food is safe and suitable for human consumption, ensuring fair trade practice in the food trade. Follows the food chain farm to fork, takes into account the wide diversity of activities and the varying degrees of risk involved in food production. Lays a firm foundation for ensuring food hygiene with each specific code of hygiene practices applicable to each sector. Codex Alimentarius. Codex recommends a HACCP-based approach where possible to enhance food safety at the street. HACCP hazard analysis critical control point. Codex guidance and HACCP approach form the core of the entire food safety program. Food Safety Standard ISO 22000. Science ISO 22000 is generic food safety management standards. It can be used by an organization directly or indirectly involved in the food chain. It applies to all organizations in the food chain. It doesn't matter how complex the organization is or what size it is. ISO 22000 can help ensure the safety of its food product. An ideal food safety management system meets the food safety policy and achieves the measurable objectives related to the policy. Meets performance of effectiveness and efficiency. Apply a proven management principle aimed at continually improving performance over the long term by focusing on customers while addressing the needs of all other stakeholders. An effective PSMC should be one that is well established, documented, implemented, and continually improved, updated. Has its product service that actually meets its intended usage and are safe. Is practice invited, scientific, risk avoiding, and prevention oriented. ISO 22000 declares the Codex Alimentarius Commission 7 principles of HACCP and the dynamical combine with the PLPs necessary to the control, reduce, and the food safety hazard. PLPS pre-requisite program are also referred to as good hygiene practices and GHP. Good electoral practice, good production practices, good manufacturing practice, good distribution practices, and the good trading practices. Codex Alimentarius and the ISO 22000. 8 Integral Principle of Food Hygiene. Prerequisite program with specific hygiene standards. 41 codes by hygiene and technical practice. 7 Principle of health system. Requirement management to commit and communication. 8 PRP, GHP, GMP. 6 primary steps of HASP. 7 HASP principles and the review. PRP, GHP, GMP, 8 principle of Gigan GMP, thousands the food chain. So, first, primary product, establishing design factory, control of the operation, maintenance and sanitation, personal hygiene, transportation, product information, consumer awareness, training. The definition of food change. Sequence of the stage operation involved in product processing, distribution, store, and handling of food and food integrated from primary products to consumption. Fan, transport, meals, regular food processor, transport, imports, distribution, wholesale stock, retailer, restaurant, consumer. PSP Prerequisite Program. 8 General Principle of How Gains GHP. Forwarding of food, empowerment and management training. Quality raw materials of production, the process, production, level, instruction and hygiene. Primary products. Environment hygiene. Where the environment, third process, there's the food safety. Hygiene product of food source. Control communication from air, soil, water, feedstock, pesticides, veterinary drugs, or any other agent used in the primary product protects food source from the fecal and the other communication. Held in storage and transport. Use appropriate storage materials and the environment protects food and the food integrated from contamination by the pests, chemicals, microbial, or physical or the object and subject during handling, storage, and the transportation, cross communication, cleaning, maintenance, and the personal hygiene. Establishment, the second establishment, design, and the facilities. Nature of operating isolated risk, premise and the requirement and facility to minimize risk, ensure food safety. Location, potential source of contamination from surrounding. Integral design, structure and the layout of the premises of rooms and the requirement. Facilities, third, control of operation. Control of food hazard source of the use of HACCP systems. Key aspect of the Higgins control system. Incoming material requirement. Control of operation. Patching, water, management and supervision, documentation and records, record procedures. Fourth, maintenance and sanitation. Cleaning methods of the procedures, cleaning programs, pest control systems, waste management, monitor effectiveness. 5. Personal hygiene. Health status of employees, illness and injuries, personal cleanliness clothing, personal behavior, visitors. 6. Transportation, design of kind and the blue contamination, use and the maintenance. 7. Product information and the customer awareness, load identification, product information, labeling, consumer education. 8. Training, cause of most food safety hazards and the incidents, awareness and the responsibility, training programs, instructions and the supervise, refresh and training. GMP requires a quality approach to manufacturing, enabling a complex to minimize or eliminate of contamination, mix-ups, and errors. It addresses issues including stage in a HACCP study. Ensure all PLPs and code standards are met of and are not critical risk factors. Carry out the 6 primary steps before coming a HACCP study. Carry out the activity required for the 7 principles of health. Review the health plan. Implementing a food safety program. 8 principles of pre-requirements program. 6 preliminary steps of health. 7 principles of health. Review health plans. The 6 preliminary steps. First, define terms of the reference. Select the health team. Describe the product and the process. Identity usage. Control flow diagram. On-site confirmation of flow diagram. 7 principles of health system. Conduct a hazard analysis. Второй. Second. The critical control points. Establish critical limits. Establish a system to monitor control CCPs. Establish corrective action to be taken when monitor indicates what a practical CCP is not under control. Establish procedure for a verification to confirm the health system is working effectively.
Все хорошо, спасибо вам. Следующее. Так, следующий.
7 principles of health system. Conduct hazard analysis. This is risk assessment, biological, chemical, and physical risk, volatility risk assessment, and assessment. Determine critical control points. Determine critical control points. Use the management to call the CCPs. Design the tree asking lead questions. Establish critical limits. The definitions tree instruction. Your term establish a critical limit. The critical limit must be met. A critical limit usually reading or objective life. Establish critical limits. The critical limits are specific and exact and not ranges. There are 2 types. When setting the limits, several sources are to be considered. First, required requirement, which apply your process a product. This has a critical method. Establish critical limits definition. Critical limits is a maximum minimum value to which biological, chemical, and physical parameters must be controlled and the CCP to the prevent element to reduce to the acceptable levels of account of the food safety hazard. Establish monitor produce. Establish monitor produce is a relation neutral. Establish corrective action and establish verification process. Establish record keeping and document procedure. Benefit of health system. Correctly applied a health study showed identical currently convertible hazards, including those which can reasonably be predicted to occur. A post-effective control and ensures a common is the legal requirement.